Welcome back to a new video, and today we're going to be doing Payday. So this is going to be aimed at new players coming into the game along with returning players, as there's a lot more information and resources available now that can significantly help you in this mission. As always, if you do find this video helpful, leave a like on it, comment down below what you thought of it, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. So future Fortizar here, you are going to need the biofuel composter, that you will need a minimum of your MXC biofuel canister if you have that unlocked, that is. If not, you will regardless need the biofuel composter along with a minimum of 2 biofuel cans, which are craftable from the machining bench. So the first item that will save you a lot of time for this mission is the MXC fuel canister. It doesn't cost any exotics. It costs 150 rent to research and 75 crafting cost. Do not leave this on the planet though. This isn't disposable. You can actually bring this back to the station with you and reuse it. If you do have a lot of spare ren, you might want to grab yourself the Hawk environmental suit as well, as this is pretty much the best environmental suit, and you do get a food and water slot inside your environmental suit. The additional physical resistance is always going to be helpful as well, especially are going to be in the Arctic for a portion of this mission. 2 mass dampener modules. These will fit inside your Hawk environmental suit if you do go for this kind of environmental suit. Of course, the 2 most important things is the O2 tank and the canteen. I will talk more about the canteen a little bit later on in the video, as it's important. And lastly, this isn't a necessity, but you can grab the MXC campfire as well. It's minus 25% at energy resource cost. So basically you use 25% less fuel with the MXC campfire. If you're unsure why you need to do Payday, one of the most important missions to do, it is because you unlock the biofuel radar and the biofuel extractor. Now this is why I say take down the MXC biofuel canister with you, because you can save yourself some resources and you get a lot more fuel with the MXC biofuel canister than you would the regular biofuel can. Any resource you can save for this mission is a bonus and it'll just speed you up in the long run. So as you can see here, the biofuel radar and the biofuel extractor. Make sure you have the orbital exchange interface unlocked. It's in tier 2, just above the short range radio. You must have this unlocked to complete this mission, as this is how you extract your exotics from the planet. You'll be able to easily identify Payday, as it will have this square purple box around it, and this is one of 2 exotic extraction missions that you will have to do. The other extraction mission is called Deep Vein Extraction, but that's for getting exotic nodes, like a regular ore node, inside a cave. They are rare, and to be fair, I wouldn't heavily rely on them as a source of income for exotics. So Payday is no different from any other mission. You can pick it on easy, medium and hard mode. For the sake of this video though, I'm just going to do it on easy mode because I've already got the biofuel extractor and the radar. It doesn't change the outcome of the mission at all, depending on what mode you want to play it on. The outcome's still the same. You've still got to do the same objective. So this is the gear I'm going to be taking. I'm going to be taking my Hawk environmental suit. I'm going to be taking my MXC fuel canister, along with my 2 mass dampeners, my water bottle, and my O2 tank. I'm going to take my pickaxe, my sickle, my bow, and I'm going to take my fire, 2 backpacks, my knife, and my shoe sheet pickaxe for the additional gold and copper I can mine with that, and my axe. But don't worry if you haven't or can't afford any of these items. Everything else is just a luxury, which can be crafted down on the planet. Okay, so I'm down on the planet now. So this is actually the location you're going to get dropped in. It's right in the corner of L10. Alright, and I'll be back soon once I've built my base. Just a quick side note, it says on the left hand side of the screen, use a machining bench or fabricator to craft a radar extractor. Trust me, you will not need to go to tier 4 for this mission. And once you are down on the planet, you'll need to go to your tier 3. And you'll be able to craft the biofuel extractor and radar at the machining bench. Alright, now I've got my base built. This is what you're going to need. So it's a simple 3x3 wooden structure. And this is everything you're going to need inside. Okay, so you've got the regular crafting bench. You're going to need this. You're going to need a mortar and pestle. You're going to need your oxide dissolver, obviously, so you can have oxygen. You're going to need a skinning bench, which I'll get into in a second. A machining bench. An anvil. 2 stone furnaces. 1 to cook your iron and 1 to cook your copper. And you're going to need a masonry bench, which I'll cover in a moment. You're going to need your concrete furnace as well, because this is what's going to cook the gold. And you're going to need a cement mixer along with a textiles bench, your bed, and a fire. You will also need to craft yourself a biofuel composter, which is also on the machining bench, along with some additional biofuel cans. Again, they are craftable on the machining bench as well. These do require significant more iron, but you are going to need them, as one MXC biofuel canister isn't enough to mine the exotic node with the biofuel extractor, as it's really slow and it's inefficient. So I'd recommend crafting yourself additional biofuel cans, filling them up before you go to your exotic node. You can take the biofuel composter with you, so you can refill them once you set up your little base at the exotic node. You are going to need the resources nearby or carry additional resources with you, and you're going to have to refuel your stuff at your destination. So the idea is, for example, taking 2 biofuel cans. These are empty, but just imagine they were full. They'd have like a little greener ring around them if they were full. If one runs out, you can hot swap one and then refill another as the other one's being refilled. And lastly, you are going to need a orbital exchange interface, along with 4 stone wall angled, 6 stone walls, 2 roof ramps, and 2 stone frames, along with a wooden door. So let's start with the machining bench, as this is where you're going to craft your radar and biofuel extractor. So as you can see on my back here, I have the radar. The thing is with this, if you're a solo player, this is going to vary differently to if you're playing in a group of players. Now, there's going to be 2 methods you can do this. You can either follow the map I put on screen and you can run to the locations. The biofuel extractor and the radar both accompany the G slot icon on your hotbar, so you only can carry one at a time. Or you can scan the locations down with the radar. Now, if you do scan the locations down with the radar, you are going to have to either leave the machining bench here, along with your copper nails, your iron ingots, and your gold, which you will need to take with you as well, so you can craft the biofuel extractor on the machining bench once you get to the location of where the exotic node is. If there's 2 or more of yous, one person can carry the biofuel radar and the other person can carry the crafted biofuel extractor, and then there's no need to carry the machining bench with you. For the purpose of this video, just to unlock the mission objective on the left hand side, I am going to go ahead and craft the biofuel extractor. If you do decide to scan the locations down with the radar, be careful, as you do get a plus 10% animals attracted once you activate the radar. So that'll be hostile animals like bears, wolves, whatever's hostile in that environment, they will come for you. Now, just a quick tip, if you are following this build along, if you have done the 3x3, you can place the skin and bench by the window, and this will speed up getting resources a lot quicker when you're hunting. You'll be able to interact with your skin and bench if you have the window open, and you can just press F, and you can place the item straight in, either by dragging it off the G and putting it into the container, and it'll get stored in here indefinitely and it won't disappear, or you can put it into the container and then you can actually slaughter the animal inside it. So everything built here was from this cave here in K11, so it's not too far from the actual drop point. So K11 here, this cave will give you all the resources you need to craft everything you need for this mission. So this is everything I'll be taking with me for this mission. My MXC fuel canister, my MXC campfire, some arrows which I'll craft more along the way, 6 wooden railings. This will be to encase your exotic node so it can protect them from wolves and other predators potentially. A wooden door and some stone structure and the orbital exchange interface. I'm only taking stone because there's 1 of 3 possible locations where the exotic node will be. The exotic node for this mission has a good chance of being in the Arctic, as there's 2 locations out of the 3 possible locations which are located in the Arctic. The only other location is in the forest biome, so I'm taking stone with me to help me survive in the Arctic cold a little bit better, as stone is a lot better insulator of heat and stronger than what wood is in the Arctic. And lastly, you don't want to forget your bed. Just as I'm traveling to the first possible location, if you're doing this method without the radar and you're just following where I showed you on the map, this will significantly make it easier for you, as using the radar can attract animals, and if you're a solo new player, you might find it a little bit difficult. But using the radar is good experience for future if you don't want to rely on websites to show you where the exotic nodes are. It is a good way to learn how to use the radar. Okay, so if you don't see it at location 1, it'll be at a possible other 2 locations. Okay, so before you're heading into the Arctic, obviously make sure you do have fur armor. And you want to take your canteen off your slot. If you're wearing a suit with more than 2 slots, take your water off and put it in the inventory and drink by right-clicking and consuming only from now on. Because when you go in the Arctic with your water bottle attached, you'll be cooling yourself down even further where you'll be freezing. So this is what an exotic node looks like once you find it. And now pressing G, you'll be able to snap your extractor to the exotic node on a various number of snap points. And the mission objective will update now because you found the exotic node without scanning. Once you've placed the extractor, put your biofuel can into the extractor. If your exotic node is at location number 2, there is a cave right next to the exotic node. It's worth noting though, I'd highly recommend building next to your extractor to protect it just in case any hostile animals attack it. So this is what your little base should look like at your exotic node once you found it. I've got a little window here just so I can shoot at walls if anything starts to attack my stuff. But you can put a wall here if you wish. And inside the base I've got a fire, I've got my bed, and I've got the orbital exchange interface here so I can launch the exotics back up when I get them. As you get more experience with the game, you'll learn that you can carry more materials on you and you'll know what to bring and what not to bring where you feel comfortable. And you'll be able to bring more crafting benches if you like the machining bench to craft more drills once you get here. As an exotic node can have between 1, 2 and 3 snap points, so you can have multiple drills on one exotic node to mine it faster. It can take a substantial amount of time to mine exotics, especially if you're solo and with a biofuel extractor, as these are really inefficient. So once your biofuel can has run out, you will have to swap it out for a one with more fuel in it. Once this node's been ran dry, it'll turn from like this purpley blue colour to just a stone grey colour. Let's just assume for the sake of this video that this has been fully mined now. What you need to do is take your exotics out of here, go to your orbital interface, request a drop pod, and it will come down and land, like so. And then go ahead and put the exotics in there and then click deliver to station. So once you've mined all the exotics from that node, it will get checked off on the left hand side of your screen there, and it will say mission complete, and you might get some audio. It just hasn't on mine because I haven't fully completed the mission. If you've got any workshop items you brought down with you which you left in your base or anything like that, make sure you have them on your person so you take them back up in the dropship with you. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, leave a like on the video, comment down below what you thought of it as well, and subscribe to the channel. All of them are free and it greatly helps the channel's growth. If you do want to support me, you can become a member on my Ko-Fi page, which I'll leave in the pinned comments for you to go and check out, where you get access to the members' dedicated ICARUS server and various other perks.